Welcome to the Golf Fitness Bomb Squad podcast with Chris Finn, a production of P4S Golf. Welcome to the Golf Fitness Bomb Squad. My name is Chris Finn, and I'm your host. And today I'm excited to chat with you about something that I have actually found through my own personal journey in trying to get better at this awesomely terrible game of golf. And that's kind of, been through my experience of, working with different instructors. Obviously, I work with tons of different instructors and PGA, LPGA golf professionals, and just with my profession of what I do. But it becomes a very different relationship, conversation, discussion when you're going and looking to find a golf coach for you to help you actually play the game better. So we're going to take a little bit of a turn here for this episode, just to talk a little bit more, coming as a player who, unfortunately, I think sometimes for me has too much understanding of a lot of stuff. But this is one area that I think is super important. And it's understanding the type of learner that you are, and understanding you as an athlete, and understanding the type of coach that you're going to do really, really well with. And so for me, I'll just use me as an example, and you can extrapolate from that. But for me, I'm obviously a very data sensitive person in terms of I want to know it's actually working. I want it measured. I want to see what, if I'm making a change in a golf swing, like when I go to see an instructor, I want to see, hey, what am I doing? Something that I'm doing that isn't working. Why? Or is there something like that is working that I potentially have manufactured as a Band-Aid? So, for example, in order to stop the ball from going left, I just kept moving the ball further and further and further back, and was basically manipulating impact positions to try to control, a bad habit that I have that was actually making the ball go extremely left. So by moving the ball forward to where it should be at impact, I literally had like my 3-wood off of the inside of my trail foot. It was wild. And I had no idea. This is where feel and real come in play. Understanding when you're working with an instructor, having checks and balances for yourself so that you can keep an eye on things. Video is a great way. Just, video, for instance, if I had been doing it consistently from the face on, I would have seen the ball slowly moving further and further and further back in my stance. And I show up to the lesson, and I'm like, hey, I'm striping it. I'm feeling great. And then he looks at it and he's like, dude, your 3-wood's off the inside of your trail foot. Like, and basically, long story short, it was a Band-Aid I had developed as a decent athlete, just trying to figure it out. But so when you're looking for an instructor, you want somebody who's going to, number one, evaluate you. That's the same stuff we talk about on the physical side. But I think too, also, you want somebody who's interested in learning what type of learning profile you have. Are you somebody who needs to continually have kind of kinesthetic feedback, proprioceptive feedback? Are you somebody who needs just to be kind of like, you need to see it, right? Your visual. So you need to see other videos of other players, or, videos of yourself, whatever that may be. Maybe you're more audio. You can just hear it and you can do it, right? So there's obviously the 3 big ways people learn are audio, visual, or kinesthetic, which is like, hey, I just have to do it, right? For me, I had to find somebody who understood all the data, because that serves for me, that fills my need to like understand, like, hey, is it working? And understand, hey, teach me about what this data means. And when I do this, what does that produce on the launch monitor, so that I can have feedback and immediately adjust and change things. And then also somebody who could give me feedback, from if I'm video wise, right, if we're working on a position. So for me, I would get to the top. I'm very flexible. I'd get the ball, the club all the way to the top, cross the line, wrist would bow the wrong way, basically bend back, extend backwards, creating tons of face crap, right? Issues. And I would just have to attempt to time it. And works great if I'm playing in a friendly match, or, I'm athletic enough to make that work. But trying to play competitively, you get under pressure, and that stuff just breaks down terribly, right? And so that's where when I started going for lessons, I had reached a point where I was scratched, but became very clear to me, year, and I guess a little over a year ago, I wasn't going to get any better than that unless I saw a coach. Then started working with a coach, assessments, and started changing a bunch of things. And handicap went up a little bit, but back to scratch now. But my variance went from shooting, could pop off an 82 to a 68, anywhere in there, to now it's generally 68 to 75, right? So it's much tighter dispersion, which is what I wanted playing competitively. So I think as you're looking for a coach, for me, I wanted somebody who could teach me the data, right? Could teach me the visual and the kind of the science, satiate that need for data and objective proof. But that also could help me in a way, because I know that if I get too into the data, then I'll just try to hit numbers instead of actually playing, right? And so then being on the range or in the middle of a round and something's not going right, to be able to understand, oh, I know why the ball is doing that. It's because of X, Y, Z in my swing, or bad habit, whatever it may be. I just need to adjust ABC, right? And so I think and then drills and giving you drills to help you address the things that are going to improve the numbers and obviously your scoring ability, but doing it in a way where you can have games and competition, and then so that it actually will transfer out onto the golf course. So for me, it's been a really, really important to have a blend of somebody who understands the data, can go down that route if we need to, but also knows when to say, hey, man, back away from that data and let's just go hit some balls. Let's just accomplish this task, right? And these are the three things that I want you to accomplish. And if you do that, I promise you those numbers are going to change, right? And so I trust that. I go work on those couple things. I'm going to use video for visual feedback, right? We may text back and forth and get some verbal feedback that way, or text feedback. So I'm reading it. And then go out to, then eventually we go back out, we redo the numbers, and magically the numbers are better, right? So I think there's something to be said about having a coach who understands your need. Some people may not want anything to do with the numbers, right? But you definitely want somebody who understands the science, but can they teach without bombarding you with that science, right? Can they teach in a more of a feel manner? And so I think that's important when you go looking for coaches, to make sure that you're interviewing them, and then obviously understand, be very clear to them of what are you looking to do. One of the things I love about coach I work with is there's a self-assessment. I'm constantly self-assessing and saying, what did I do well? What could I have done better? What did I learn? And learning from every experience, whether it's figuring out course management or preparation or routines or anything along those lines. But I just think it's been an interesting thing for me on the journey of trying to become a plus player. I guess technically my handicap says I'm plus, but I'll tell you, I don't believe I am. For any of you out there who are scratch or better, like that you can be like a +1, but really you're not. You're really kind of shooting in the mid to low 70s. That, in my opinion, that's not really a plus handicap. But I think it's just been important, and I wanted to share that with you, is when you're looking for that coach to bring you to the next level, be aware of, how do you learn best? Do you learn by somebody who's going to show you tons of numbers and videos of other people? Do you work the best because somebody who's going to help you feel things and have you go through it and feel it and give you a drill maybe that you can kind of feel the move? Or is it somebody who's really good, verbally and talking you through something using analogies, whatever it may be? I think it's really important to understand, what type of learner are you, and how do you then look at interviewing the coach for you so that you can understand the things that'll take you to the best spot, and obviously help you to reach your goals. So just a quick one today that was on top of my mind. I had I met with a coach a couple of days ago, and it was just a cool kind of experience for me to have. I realized, it hit me that, hey, my coach is really, he's able to dive down the rabbit holes of data and science if we need to, but then he's also knows when to pull me out and say, hey, athlete, when you play what you're best, it's when you just are playing and you're feeling the game, and and understanding that I can get too into the data and too into the numbers, and that actually will hurt. I'll overthink, and that actually hurts my scoring. So having somebody who understands you and understands and has the ability to coach you in those different ways when the time is right is super important. So it's something to think about as you're looking at either if you're currently working with a coach, maybe have this conversation with them. If you're looking to get a coach and help you, score better, play better because your body's doing well, then it's an important topic to think about. So anyway, hope you found at least one little nugget here, and appreciate you listening as always. Just a quick one today, but I look forward to catching you on the next episode.